It's so funny that you say playing the part of a delusional made-up princess. I am a delusional made-up princess.
They won't let me call myself Her Royal Highness anymore.
It's so awesome to be here. It's great.
Did you do much beyond Rachel from Suits?
Well, besides Rachel from Suits, I also played Meghan.
We want privacy. We want privacy.
You've lived a life with the royal family, you've had everything handed to you, but you say your life has been hard, and now you've written all about it in your new book, Where?
Just when Meghan Markle believed the South Park storm had finally passed, a fresh wave of leaks from inside the show's notoriously secretive writer's room has reignited the flames.
Welcome to my garden. Well, it's not my garden, it's a set actually, but welcome to my set.
Is this a wrinkle I see in my blouse? Who the f*** ironed this?
How dare you, sir? My Instagram-loving wife has always wanted her privacy!
Your sandwich tastes like shit, Mindy.
What matters is what we have on the inside.
I am strong enough that I can thank myself. Thank you, Meghan.
Act like you're having fun. Act like you're having fun.
Only this time, it appears the fire has gone scorched earth. According to emerging details from sources tied to the animation studio, the rumored follow-up episode to South Park's earlier royal roast is not just happening. It's reportedly taken a sharp, unfiltered, and brutally satirical turn.
Hazawaza keeps saying that I have charisma, but I just think I'm relatable.
See, I didn't know who H was. At the time, I just loved his Insta feed.
It's so funny, too, that you keep calling me Meghan. It's Megan now.
Early insiders who've seen the late-stage drafts are describing the episode's final act as something that left even test audiences speechless. One person allegedly present during the table Red claimed the silence in the room after the final punchline was so thick, it felt like air got sucked out of the building. And at the center of it all, a relentless caricature of Meghan Markle that has insiders and viewers alike wondering if South Park just crossed a line no satirical show has dared to go before.
I always remember when I was 2 years old, I asked my mother, Mama, why do actresses get paid less than actors when they do the same job, especially on Suits?
People were saying, meh. It's not meh. It's pronounced me. The H is silent.
The core narrative reportedly skewers Meghan's public identity. Her brands, interviews, staff exoduses, jam ventures, and her ongoing obsession with being relatable, even while navigating life as a duchess turned content creator, turned entrepreneur. Leaks suggest the episode threads together countless elements of her public image, from her infamous podcast soundbites to her frequently ridiculed truth-telling mantras.
Well, I actually wrote a fairy tale when I was 3. It was called The Little Girl Who Ran Away to Join the Theater and Did a Play and Then Married a Prince. And that play was called Suits.
I feel like the focus is starting to shift off of me. Maybe in editing you'll fix it.
I thought we were moving forward, Meghan. Well, we're not.
And weaponizes them in ways that push satire into psychological territory. One character reportedly quips, "I didn't know who H was at the time, I just liked his Insta feed," echoing Meghan's real-life soundbites. Meanwhile, her cartoon counterpart is seen mispronouncing her own name. It's not Meghan, it's Meghan, a nod to how critics say her identity constantly shifts to fit the moment. From the very first act, the writing allegedly leans hard into South Park's reputation for gut punch satire. A junior storyboard artist, speaking under an anonymous handle in a private Discord group, claims the first table read of the revised script ignited audible gasps in the room.
I couldn't brand myself independently and live off taxpayer money. It felt like quite a big violation. I essentially had to be forever beholden to taxpayer, whoever he is.
You never had a dream when you were a child to be something everyone else said was impossible? Like an astronaut, or prime minister, or masseur?
I wanted to be a princess.
Oh, well, you kind of f***ed that up.
What shocked many wasn't just the brutal humor, but the clarity of intent. Trey Parker reportedly stood up mid-read, threw his annotated script onto the table, and declared, "We end on the truth, or we don't end at all." Legal affairs staff were called in immediately, carrying binders labeled Royal Contingencies, but the creators refused to budge. By invoking their creative control clause, Parker and Matt Stone made it clear. This episode would pull no punches, even if it risked real-world blowback. The show reportedly targets Meghan's past interviews, her truth-telling crusades, and even her personal branding empire.
My soul weeps in languages I've not yet chosen to invent.
Just follow my lead, Harry. I've been on TV for years, so I'm kind of a pro.
Yes, the very famous show Suits.
Yeah.
In one scene, her cartoon doppelganger storms onto a faux maternity ward, wielding a neon pink megaphone and shrieking, "Tell the truth about my truth," a direct parody of her infamous Aspire clip. Another segment cuts to rapid-fire flashbacks. Meghan praising her jam brand, insisting she's exactly where I'm supposed to be, while staffers behind her sprint toward exit signs holding NDAs and shredded contracts. The tone, according to insiders, isn't just mocking, it's surgical. One line reportedly mimics her childhood recollection, asking her mother why actresses get paid less than actors.
I remember back to when I was known more for being a renowned actress in my various roles, such as Rachel from Suits, or Rachel from Suits Season 2, and Rachel from Suits Season 3.
Yes, I think I see your point.
And everyone does reality TV now, so don't worry about this being a step down for me, because it's not.
I wasn't until you just said it.
Plus, it's a really good platform to promote my brand.
What is your brand?
Oh, I don't know. I'll think of some piece of crap.
But in South Park's version, the character asks, why do actresses who marry into royalty still play the victim? As the episode builds, so does the satire. An animatic leaked online hints at a courtroom spoof where townspeople sue the Duchess for emotional distress caused by her serial rebrands and abrupt pivots. When asked to swear to spin no more glossy pivots, the cartoon version allegedly responds with a glitchy smile and recites,
Have you always been a natural creative?
Of course. I remember one example. I suggested to the royal family we should do a Real Housewives of Buckingham Palace, but they were against it every step of the way.
Plus, it's a really good platform to promote my brand.
What is your brand?
Oh, I don't know. I'll think of some piece of crap. Let's just start filming.
We've been filming.
Oh, fuck.
I feel no imposter syndrome. Critics say the sequence directly mocks real-world interviews where Meghan claims she felt entirely comfortable in her public role. Later, during the trial parody, Prince Harry's cartoon twin tries to defend her, but is flattened by a rolling cart filled with unsold American Riviera orchard jars. To drive the metaphor home, the sound team allegedly layered in real audio of glass shattering. Executives considered the bit mean-spirited, but ultimately kept it after Parker joked that the scene had been fact-checked by Instagram's sellout stats. Meanwhile, the episode delves into musical parody with an elaborate number titled NDA Land.
So, do you have any regrets yourself?
Of course. Don't we all? Probably my main regret is, the way that everyone else has acted. That's the thing that's most regrettable, in my opinion.
My question is for Meghan. Meghan, besides holder of briefcase 24 on Deal or No Deal, what do you think your most impactful role was?
And then people kept wanting to get a picture. Because I'm on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So, a lot of people coming up to us.
Uh-huh.
Where Meghan sings to a chorus of lawyers while waving shredded confidentiality agreements like feathered fans. Each high note triggers a rain of glittery jam jars that explode over the jury box, soaking everyone in pink jelly. A fake Spotify logo flashes briefly, labeled One Season Wonder, and Meghan's cartoon mouth glitches into a mechanical smile while extras chant authenticity like a cult. Even Serena Williams gets pulled into the satire. In one cameo, she storms in, rolls her eyes, and mutters, "Girl, not again," in response to Meghan's latest meltdown.
Oh, and I brought some of my homemade ketchup. I'm coming out with a line of condiments, ketchups, mustards, that sort of thing.
We're really taking LA by storm.
Yeah, and the show's been a great platform to help me promote my brand.
It's already a brand. It's called Heinz.
Yeah, we're hoping the ketchups and mustards are going to be sold at Whole Foods, which, would be huge. Oh, and they're all organic in case anyone was wondering.
We weren't.
One of the darkest, and reportedly most legally fraught, segments features a parody documentary within the episode titled Expire, a spoof of her brand Aspire. It follows animated staffers fleeing a faux Netflix backlot, clutching boxes labeled Return Jam and abandoned Vision decks. Meghan's avatar chases after them, jaw unhinging to consume negative headlines while shouting, "Delete! Delete! Delete!"
That's fine, I'll go it alone, just like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
I was living in the middle of nowhere in Toronto, Canada, and I didn't even really know the word royal. I mean, besides the Lord song. I love that song. It's an amazing pop rock ballad.
A QR code embedded in the corner reportedly links to a real-world meme of Emma Grade blinking during the original podcast interview. South Park's writers even allegedly inserted Emma as a cardboard cutout in the parody, repeating, "Great point, Duchess," on a loop. And yes, that cardboard Emma is eventually zapped into a melted spread. The satirical trauma deepens as Meghan's avatar tries to reboot her image by entering a spoof podcast studio where sliders labeled humility, accountability, and self-awareness are all set to 0 and cannot be adjusted.
Prince Harry, though, has become the punchline of a Saturday Night Live joke. Let's have a look.
NBC has announced plans for a spin-off to the hit series Suits, which will be set in Los Angeles. It will focus on Meghan Markle's character's struggle to balance her legal career while also caring for an unemployed immigrant.
Each attempt triggers a flashing red error reading impossible value. In a twisted climax, she takes the stage for a live keynote announcing 100% transparency, while a conveyor belt speeds behind her, shredding staff daybooks into NDA confetti. A robotic voice chants, "See?" Nothing to hide as a giant slot machine drops from the ceiling. Meghan yanks the lever, invoking her mantra, "My faith is greater than my fear," but the reels land on a crown, a corgi, and a Union Jack. Sirens blare, a giant red stamp slams onto the screen, contract breach. Then comes the trapdoor. Meghan's cartoon falls through a floor labeled Heritage Brand Pending, and the set dissolves into static. One executive reportedly called it the harshest fade-out we've ever approved. But just as audiences think it's over, the lights flick back on. A post-credit sting features Prince Harry frosting jam jars in a dimly lit Montecito kitchen, while his podcast mic censors every word with a flashing banner.
All right, and I do see you're in our database, but you didn't first get help at this Cumhammer location?
No, my wife went to one in California as a child.
Ah, okay, then you must be in the national system. Oh yeah, is this you? Sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim.
Yeah, that's totally me.
Okay, I see. And then you added your husband to your friends and family account. You must be the Royal Prince Millionaire World Traveler victim.
That's right.
Content pending legal review. A royal corgi appears, presses play on a vintage recorder, and loops Meghan's own line. Someone else's urgency is not my urgency. The kitchen fills with NDA confetti and jam-stained rejection letters. In a brutal final twist, the writers allegedly include a QR code that, when scanned by test viewers, led to a spinning beige loading wheel titled Still Manifesting. After several moments, the wheel vanishes to reveal a courtroom where Meghan, now clad in influencer gear, tries to defend herself before a judge made of jam. Her arguments collapse. An animated Emma Grade reappears, tries to explain profit margins, and is zapped into goo by a buzzer that converts the word jam into spin. South Park's satirical mic drop arrives as Meghan tries to reboot her brand one last time, only to pull down a giant projector screen labeled Future Ventures, which promptly bursts into flames.
Build electric cars, he's going to Mars. Why isn't he even involving himself with Twitter? It would be like if the Prince of England gave it all up just to marry an actor from Suits.
Critics, fans, and commentators are already buzzing. Legal teams are reportedly circling the script, and Meghan's PR firm is said to be reviewing possible injunctions before the episode airs. South Park's creators, however, remain unmoved. According to sources, Trey Parker told the team, "History wrote this one for us." With final mix just days away and the studio hinting at a possible sequel. Episode, all eyes now turn to the fallout. Will the corgi button stay? Could Netflix deals take collateral damage? And did the writers really leave breadcrumbs for Prince Harry's solo storyline in season 28? No one knows how this saga will end, but one thing is certain. South Park didn't just roast Meghan Markle, they lit the entire brand on fire and filmed the ashes. Stay tuned, because if the leaks are true, what comes next will make everything so far look like polite tea chatter